finally, we're starting episode 1. It's fine. We have a whole cast of terrible people. She sniffs, so she's going to go first. Heidi, you're going to have to say your name. I already said it, so say something else.
Hi, my name's Hideo.
All right,
Kojima.
understandable. Hey, Ulysses, it's your turn, baby.
Hi, my name's Ulysses.
That was lackluster as shit.
What the fuck do you want me to say? It's the
I'll
first-
edit out. I'll edit out all the curse words. Jose, it's your turn, baby.
Okay. My name is Jose.
The
And
actual.
my little catchphrase is, where is a maple seed?
Ooh, some adjustments are being made after episode 1. Okay, and then we have our co-host, the best boy to ever exist, Angel Levios 117. I'll bleep that out. I DDoSed him, but Angel 117, baby.
I'm currently eating a sandwich.
That's the fucking spirit. Damn, I have to bleep a lot of shit out. Ah, fuck. Ah.
You were
I like
literally
how
the
you
one
were
that
who
told me
said,
to
yeah.
not swear.
We have a whole schedule here today, boys.
Oh, really?
Like, genuinely. So, it is apparent that we are going to be talking about nothing but anime, which is
Okay.
false because we will have a segment where we,
Look,
Heidi,
about-
next time you cough, I will kick you off of the podcast. But we will be talking about eventually something else later on within
Like
this
fast food.
discussion. Yes, Jose, like whatever it is you just said. But,
Fast food.
today we're going to talk about the first 4 episodes of One Punch Man, Season 2. Heidi, we're going to start with you since you seem to have some discomfort with this topic.
I mean, the only
So-
problem I seem to have with One Punch Man
Mhm.
season, I guess I like that they're like paying attention to the story a lot more than season 1, but I feel like it's a little bit too much in my opinion, and they're focusing too much on the story to the point where like the fighting scenes aren't really seen as often as season 1, for example. And for season 1, it just seems like there's just a bunch of fighting scenes, or more than I care to mention, and they didn't focus too much on the story. If anything, it just seemed like a very not in-depth kind of story. Like the premise is just very dull, in my opinion.
Remember, guys, it's an open discussion, so jump in whenever you need. Heidi, I understand exactly what you're saying, but you weren't there for when me and Angel were watching it. We brought up this idea that, in the sense that, is it a good thing if they're taking themselves as serious as they want to be taken, or should they go back to being like, as comedical as season 1 was in the first place? That's what made season 1 any good, that they didn't take themselves too serious.
Isn't it comic?
Well, I just have to do a counter argument there. I think season 1 sucked.
Yeah.
I think that season 1 jokes were terrible. The whole animation of fights were like stupid. They weren't like as good as people said. And I think a lot of the story was just really
Well, see,
lackluster.
this is good that you both agree that it sucks, because just like Heidi's crack, then you're both smoking crack. Because I personally believe season 1 was fantastic. Everything about it was great. For the time that it dropped in like 2015, everything for it was great. And then you have, your your knockoffs like My Hero, but different episode of the podcast.
Okay.
Different
Yeah,
episode.
different episode? Okay.
Different
I
episode of
mean-
the pod. Different episode.
There wasn't really anything to the animation itself. It was just a show play of like when One Punch Man was gonna arrive in the scene. Everything else was just buying time.
The
know that's
animation
the
for
whole-
season 1?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's basically everything that was happening in every episode. It's just buying time for Saitama to get to the scene, and then there you go. You got your episode when he comes in and finishes off one punch.
Well, but that's the thing. One Punch Man is supposed to be a parody. Go ahead, Angel. Sorry for cutting you off.
I mean, it's fine, but what was I saying earlier? I do agree with both Heidi and Jose that the first season is meant to be more comedic, and the second one does do a lot better of a job in establishing the world and introducing characters. But my main gripe with it is that it tries way too hard.
Exactly.
Yeah, it really does. I'll agree with that.
Like I was telling Nick this when we were watching the episodes together on Rabbit, that
That's a cheap plug. We're not even sponsored. We're not sponsored.
By the way, if
you
Rabbit
guys
is
want-
listening,
Rabbit, if you are listening, I will 100% sponsor you and your e-daters. Please, Rabbit, I need the cash. I am broke.
Hey, we all got personal stories. Come on. Shameless.
Okay, now, all right, back to top.
All right. Anyways.
Ooh, different episode.
All right, let's not get depressed here.
Anyway, there was just an overuse of dramatic music, specifically that one piano track. Every single time it came up, it just annoyed me so much after a while.
I listening to the piano. They would play the same piano for every scene, even though the piano wasn't needed, and it was just characters talking about something that wasn't very serious. It felt like Giorno Giovanni himself was about to wrap up the episode, even though we were 12 minutes into it, and the piano kept playing in the background. I think, One Punch Man was never big on its soundtrack.
Yeah.
It only ever had like one song play throughout season 1. Whenever Saitama was getting serious, its opening in season 1 was a lot better than its opening in season 2.
Ooh.
And I strongly believe this. Its outro is very strong in season 1. I enjoyed it in season 2, but their soundtrack has always been fucking poor. It's always been, it's never been good. It's always been bad. But I think that's the whole point of it, right? It's not supposed to take itself serious in the first place.
I feel like, to respond to your opinions on the opening, that the first opening really just encapsulates what exactly the show is trying to go for. It's not trying to be serious. The second one, like I mentioned before,
it's trying to be a little bit more serious, yeah.
Yeah, it's introducing characters, it shows bad guys. You can obviously tell that something's going to go down within the series. And then you have all these scenes where Saitama is just drawn poorly, and
terrible, just awful.
I mean, I get that he's the comedic relief, but to a certain point, if you're going to be trying that hard, it kind of just loses a lot of the wonder. Also,
like there needs to be a
large portion of the animation drop has to do with like the change of direction. The same people that were doing season 1 are not doing season 2 now. There's like a completely different cast behind it, and therefore they also have less of a budget.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Their budget is poor.
So, to me, I think that they're trying to save money for an actual good fight. Like they're trying to save that budget and show some fight with like actual meaning. Kind of like it's probably with the new villain right now that they're trying to like kind of hype him up, and I think the scene where he fights with God, I'm so bad with names, for the robotic dude, when he ends up fighting with him, I think that's gonna be a fight where they're gonna use a lot of their budget in.
Yeah, you could tell during the opening that they were like, "Ooh, this is gonna be it. This is gonna be our Jiren versus Goku animation.
Yeah,
we're gonna step it up like 3 folds, and everyone's gonna be here like, oh, damn, like this is it. This is the real deal." But I think it's more in the sense that like I think the animation really does take a dip all around the board. But there's scenes in it where like they genuinely do try when like Metal Bat is fighting the Centipede.
Yeah.
And like they switch out between like say this, it's not exactly Berserk Golden Arc CGI, and it's not exactly Resurrection of F CGI either. But like they switch between the CGI and like really crisp animation throughout the entire time that he's fighting the Centipede. And it's like, I get that, but like why not do that for like the scenes that Saitama's actually on board and on the screen? Because like if you're not gonna like make the animation crispy for like say any of the other scenes that he's actually in, what's the point of doing it for this one scene with the character that's like not gonna be as relevant for the majority of it?
And that's actually something that annoyed me so much. We were watching this together, and that scene where Saitama's defending King, it's built up so much in the sense that he's going to end up having to fight this bird. Genos is going to have to fight this other robot, and then it just doesn't happen.
They don't animate the bird
like a white flash.
They don't animate the bird.
Are you really just going to tease this and not show anything? I get it, you're a parody, but still.
They just went into Photoshop and like took the bird PNG and just like made it.
Bro, they're just like, what can we do that isn't like too lazy, but is extremely lazy at the same time?
I mean, I have to give them props on like the whole character development because you get to see that a lot more in season 2 than in season 1, to be honest. Like you can't just say like, oh, they're trying super duper hard. Yes, I would have to agree to that, but they're also, adding more, how do I
Depth.
say this? Yeah, more depth into the story itself and making it a little bit more interesting in my opinion, but yeah.
But then,
And
oh,
I think that this is the reason. I know this is gonna sound really bad, but I didn't watch the first season of One Punch Man, and I'm just watching the second season. And the main reason I didn't watch the
Fraud!
first one was because that was it. That was its entire depth. I understood it was a parody, but just the idea of just this one guy, he hits them once and they die. It doesn't really give me the same attraction as a regular narrative because there's no real conflict. And I guess that's the point because he's so bored of his life.
Yeah.
But it's just it wasn't attractive to me. And with
Yeah,
this new
the
character
premise.
development, it interested me a lot more than the first season.
Exactly. Like
I would recommend not to watch season 1 because yeah, that's basically how it is. I mean, there's a few hitter moments where they make you feel something, but it's just so lackluster in general, and it's just
Yeah.
the same joke being replayed over and over. To me, it wasn't funny the first time going around it, and it's like it never got better. So I didn't enjoy the joke, and it just got overplayed and overplayed and overplayed. So that made season 1 for me like unbearable to watch.
Yeah. I mean, at least we get to see like the build up for Genos, right? Like we get to see his actual story just unfolding in season 2.
I would say this is something I'm gonna say. Like Genos is the only redeeming quality of
Yeah,
season 1.
Oof.
to be honest.
That and that old dude with like the martial water arts thing.
oh, Silverfang?
Yeah, that guy, Silver Fang. Yeah, I think he's pretty cool.
I
Do you
think that you guys are like, you guys do have valid points, but I don't think that the aim of the show was was to have like some sort of depth within Saitama, because like you obviously had these other characters that were elaborated upon, that were given their own backstory. Like you're being told about Genos, you're being told about
Yeah.
Sonic, what's his name, Mumin
Sonic.
Rider, and like
Speedo sound.
and like you can obviously tell that the focus isn't necessarily to be on Saitama himself. It's about the characters that are around him and the dynamic that he has with them.
And that's what I'm referring to. I'm talking
Well,
about
but
development
here's
around
the
all the characters.
thing. Here's the thing, Chiefs. So, like, before season 1, wrapped up, they dropped this large OVA, which, there's some controversy between OVAs. Not many people choose to watch them. They don't really add much in people's eyes, but, there's a handful of people that still watch them.
What do you mean?
There's an OVA. Yeah, you're right. There's an OVA where, like, they explain literally, I believe it's, like, half an hour, 35 minutes long, where, like, they explain everything that has ever happened to Saitama leading up until the point that he chooses to become a hero. And it explains his entire backstory. And, watching season 2, watching the 4 episodes, you can see in between that they kind of cut to where he has hair. And they kind of cut to, like, the OVA. And they expect you to have already watched it to understand that. But, like, it's more in the sense that, like, they expect you to watch that. And they do a really good job at that OVA. The animation is a lot better than season 1. The story is very in-depth. But they expect you to have watched it before watching season 2. So I kind of get the main focus around everyone else.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was kind of scared to like watch the OVA because of what happened in season 1. So I'm like, is it just gonna be a repetition and they're just gonna like, have everything just in one
A
movie?
recap?
Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know if I want to watch.
You thought
the
they were gonna
OVA.
moody jazz you?
They were gonna hit you with the SAO movie.
You thought they were gonna hit you with the whole Madoka Magic special? That's how
Yeah,
you feel about it?
exactly. That's why I was scared. I was like, I don't know.
Well, that OVA, like, they explain literally everything. It's a really good OVA in the sense that, like, it's cool. It's great. And, like, everything about it is fine. It's just... It's one of those things that they should have added into season 1 to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that should have been in season 1 regardless.
Mm-hmm.
One of those things that shouldn't have been its own thing. I'll give an example. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Three people in this car aren't gonna get it, but there's a whole Rohan OVA from part 4 that has nothing to do with JoJo.
No,
Part
no,
4
no,
whatsoever.
we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're the only ones that watch JoJo.
I'm just saying it has nothing to do with it, right? Nothing to do with it at all. And it's just kind of there. And don't get me wrong, it's great and it's cool, and the animation is like completely different from like the normal JoJo style, but it's just kind of there. And it's the same thing with this OVA special with like explaining Saitama's whole backstory. It's just kind of there. You don't have to watch it to understand what else is going on. It's just, they expect you to have already watched it before watching season 2. But I feel like this is a good way to segue into one character that I really want to talk about. One character that I feel like has no fucking purpose being in this goddamn show. I truly hate King. I hate him so much. I hate this All Might. I hate this
Why?
All Might looking goon. I feel like he just shouldn't be there.
You're
He
just fucking jealous. You're just fucking jealous that he has skills.
replace him. Put him somewhere. Go. Throw him away. I don't like him.
No.
He's a big weeb that is a liar. That has.
Why? He's the people's
He's
champ.
the only one.
Don't you
he's
ever
the
call
only
him
one
people's
who
champ.
can
He's not
the
resonate
Dwayne
people's
with.
Johnson.
champ.
He is not
I
Dwayne
think
Johnson.
his entire purpose is to be the opposite of Saitama. Right? Because Saitama, he wanted to be a hero and he trained really hard to be a hero and he just doesn't get it. And then King is the opposite. He didn't want to be a hero. He didn't work for it. And all of a sudden he's an S rank. Everyone's praising him and trying to get his autograph, but in like deep inside he just wants to kill himself because he's so.
Bro, why he look like All Might?
And then Saitama wants to kill himself because he's not scared.
I mean, bro, he sits at home and he plays dating simulators. He watches JoJo. He wears glasses. He plays League of Legends. He's only in the bot lane.
Oh my!
This is what I think about this character.
Damn, you're really trying to do it to me.
Wait, what?
He's the only hero we can actually resonate with.
I hate
He's the
him.
only hero that's actually normal we can resonate.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. You're trying to tell me Moomin Rider isn't normal?
Okay,
trying
you're
to tell
right.
me
Moomin Rider is the true people's champ.
He is the people's champ.
Takes a
Are you telling me
beating.
Pineapple Man is not
The
the
only
people's
person I can
champ?
resonate with.
No.
He's a sadist, okay? He's a fucking sadist.
I personally love that guy.
Moomin Rider?
Dude. Yeah,
My
dude.
favorite character is the kid in the park.
The kid in the park.
That kid in the park has nothing. That kid has nothing on the kid that had big fucking balls on his chin.
Oh my lord! I was wishing I could.
Right.
Hear me out, Screw Attack. If you're ever watching this and you want to
Screw
make a death,
attack!
if you ever want to make a death battle, right, with that kid from the park that hangs out with Goro and big ball sack chin kid,
I guarantee you that kid in the park is Big Ball Sack Kid's little brother. I shit you.
Oh.
Big Ball Sack and Unibrow, dude.
I mean, like, there are a lot
Not
of
kid and
characters
big
that are,
balls.
like, suddenly related to each other out of nowhere, so I wouldn't fucking know.
I wouldn't doubt it at all. But listen, man. Speaking of characters that I think
What?
everyone's going to
You
love.
died there.
Speaking of characters that everyone's going
Or
to
did I
love, right?
die?
Yeah.
You died.
I died.
Speaking of characters everyone's going to love, Speedo sounds Sonic. He is the best designed character in One Punch Man.
Really?
He 100% is. He got his hair yeeted, and now he looks better.
Bro, he's an e-boy.
He 100% is. And listen, again, Rabbit, if you want to sponsor this, because I will 100% change the mascot for this podcast from Guido Mista to Speedo
Like, I
Sound
make
Sonic.
TikTok.
He looks like he does make TikToks, and he talks to underage girls on Twitter.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus
Super
Christ.
top?
Super top.
Super top.
Super top.
He streams on Twitch and only plays Fortnite. But I think between him and Genos, they might be the two best like design characters in the entire show. Hands down. Besides Moomin Rider's glasses, but
I mean, I can argue with that. I mean, I'd add like Silver Fang in there, but yeah.
Silver Fang is a lovely character, but bro, he suddenly got a brother and he is now Hashirama. And his brother is Madara.
I forgot about his brother.
He suddenly has a brother, and I'm like, hello, when did you show up and who are you?
Yeah, like let's just throw him in there just for like fucking plot convenience.
He makes no sense. Also, I'm very sad that G4, the villain that Silverfang, the old man.
Yeah, he doesn't make any
And
sense.
you know,
to you guys?
no. You know how he randomly got our brother?
Oh yeah,
He just
who's
randomly got our
like 10
brother.
times older than him.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I
his-
feel like to a certain point, like it's not
No,
necessarily.
it's not a
like-
bad thing that his brother's there. It's just like super random that his brother just randomly got introduced with no
Yeah.
context either. He just walks in. He's like, "Yeah, we gotta stop Goro before he like beats up my dojo." He's like, "What? Thanks, brother." It's like, all right, cool, I guess. But your brothers all of a sudden.
I don't know. I feel like like it was mentioned in the episode like earlier before that. Oh, like he was going to call his brother, right? And if you're going to introduce new characters and a new plot and stuff like that, you're gonna kind of need to do some things that seem like a bit of a cop out. So I'd excuse him for that.
I'll be honest with you, the entire 4 episodes are a bit of a cop out.
That is an opinion.
It 100% is, but here in my notes, you see, for the animation, they take big cuts in between the fights, right? And they sort of recycle half of the animation cells that they used like a scene ago within the next fight, after the fight, and everything just kind of looks choppy. The quality from season 1 to 2, season 2's quality is low.
Mhm.
Their budget is kind of whack.
I mean,
It's whack.
do you think that they're still animating it or no?
I think as they go, they might still be animating it.
Because then at that point, if more people end up watching the show, then they'll get profit, and we should see an increase in budget, right?
No, because I think it's more in the sense that they're not like this is it. Like everything we're going to get,
Is exactly what we're gonna get.
everything we're going to get exactly what we're going to get. Everything has already been animated and everything's fine.
I mean, look,
Because I think they're trying to capitalize off the success of season 1, because season 1 was extremely successful in every sense.
all I'm saying is that I hope to see something like the the Naruto pain fight, where like suddenly the animation changes.
Bro, I'm just looking for some fucking Doppio animation where he suddenly is the cleanest character in the entire show, but everyone else's animation is dirt poor.
Because Tokyo, that's
I'm
point,
looking.
but we're not talking about JoJo.
We're not talking about JoJo. I'm looking for some Goku Jiren animation whenever Genos and Goro go at it, and like everyone makes this a big pay-per-view fight where Funimation is holding their own media room with Barack Obama, but I'm taking Barack Obama's spot, and I'm the one talking about Genos versus Goro, and there's like 3 people in the crowd for this.
Also, we pronounced his name like different about 4 different times, so we're gonna see
Yeah,
some
dude,
backlash
doesn't
on
matter.
that in the fucking comments.
Not
Right,
yet.
which character?
Genos,
Genos,
Genos.
Ganas, Gonorrhea.
I'm not
Gonorrhea,
sure.
stop.
I'm not sure if you guys noticed this, but like there's like a difference in quality for Genos, like his armor specifically or
Yeah,
whatever.
I've
Like
seen.
yeah.
They're trying very hard with him, and I appreciate it 1,000,000%,
Mhm.
because they're shifting the main focus somewhat be about him. So his animation he's drawn so well, and his animation is so clean when it comes to him actually doing things.
hmm
Because even just walking, they literally try to animate him as best as they can.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Saitama looks like if they literally typed in Saitama One Punch Man PNG on Google, and they took the first image and they just like plastered it on the screen. But like, I get that that's how he's supposed to be the comedic relief. He's supposed to be the joke, and like having him be as low budget as possible probably is the best joke about the entire show. That the show's name is One Punch Man. He's the main character, but he was like in a total of 4 episodes, he's probably had like 15 minutes of screen time.
Honestly, yeah.
He's had like 15 minutes of screen time, Josuke, but it's like that. He's the butt of the joke at the moment with being like the worst designed character and having the worst animation possible. But Genos, he's been designed to be like this strong animated, probably the main protagonist of this season, and it's exciting to see how they're going to progress with him, because again, once that Goro fight happens, I guarantee you this animation is going to be, the budget will be like $3 million. It'll be better than the Sonic trailer.
Okay,
Jesus
wait,
Christ.
but then do you see that that fight happening in another arc? Because I really think that's going to be part of this one.
No,
like
see,
I
One
was
Punch Man in
mentioning,
general is 12 episodes.
And
So
like,
like this is just one large arc.
Yeah, so then what I was mentioning earlier. Like, are we gonna see an increase of animation or improvement of animation as the series progresses? And if so, like,
I think they're holding.
is it
Go
going
ahead.
to happen because they gain more profit, or are they just like really holding back on us like that much?
Really holding back because
I think they're
it's
holding
like
back. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I don't think the animation is going to be as good as it was in season one. You can see that in their intro. Like normally, when animes do intros, they kind of like go all out on the intro because it's like the way you can see like, hey, this is what you can expect from us. That's why normally when you see animes, they have an amazing fucking animated intro, and then when you get into it, there's a bit of a drop in quality because intros are used to showcase the peak of like an anime's performance in the animation. You can definitely see the difference between season one opening and season two opening, and a drop of animation on season two.
The season 2 opening looks like it was made at Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah. So expect
The famous
the last
booster.
fight to be a Windows Movie Maker fight.
I honestly think they're just back, and everything about season 2, the fight with Janos and Goro, is going to be as clean as it could possibly be, because they sort of did this towards the end. I don't know if you remember in season 1 with Boros.
Mhm.
He showed up and like he literally was in like maybe 3 episodes towards the end, and like that was kind of it. But then they fought at the end, and he was beating up Saitama right until like Saitama was like, "All right, boy, I'm just gonna punch you," and then Boros was like, "Oh damn, it's like you reading holding out on me." Like the animation for that was notched up so far that they were like, "This is it. This is our main fight," because every anime has a main fight where they like bring everything up tenfold, and I think the Genos versus Goro episode is going to be like that one. It's gonna be the peak of their animation, probably the peak of the entire anime. They did it in season 1 at the end, and I think they'll wait till the very end to do it again.
I'm agreeing with you, but I think like the animation is gonna be from like going from MS Paint all the way up to Windows Movie Maker. I think that's gonna be the difference.
That's how Donkey records his video, so I need you to take it back. But no, I see what you're saying, 100%.
Yeah. So I know Jose already mentioned the change in people working on it, but I've actually looked some stuff up. Yeah, and the entire studio has changed, and the entire director has changed.
Oh,
Yeah.
honestly?
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. Like there's been a complete change in like people who are working.
So that would explain like just the complete change in, I guess, not. It might not even be that they have a worse budget. It might just be that they have
Different
poor
people.
anime. Or just different people with different artistic visions.
I think-
and
Yeah.
I think there's even a different company now producing it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. There
I
is.
remember. So that's a change of budget right there. There's also the fact that the people who are working on season 1, they're literal gods on this type of shit. Like they have like the best people like working on season 1, and then now you got a bunch of people who are not very well known and a lot more rookies in it. Well,
Yeah.
maybe not rookies. I want to say rookies, but they're not in the same position.
They don't have as much as like experience.
Well,
They don't
it's
have the
clear
same
that you can
experience.
tell that they're going to a completely different direction. I'm so sorry to cut you off, Jose, but like you can tell that they're going to like a completely different direction with the basically the crew of people that are writing this.
Yeah, they're trying to add more depth to it, making it more serious than it actually has to be.
Yeah, because like if like anyone that really knows One Punch Man knows that the entire manga that they had was written on a napkin. So it was literally written on a napkin, multiple napkins, and that was how season 1 came to be. Season 2 was written on bounty paper towels. They stepped up their product.
While we're talking about like the manga and I guess like the future of the series, how exactly do you think My Hero Academia has affected One Punch Man? Given the fact that they have like some similar topics, in
Yeah.
the sense that they both involve heroes. Because I really think that One Punch Man is trying to like sort of capitalize on that.
Well, I believe in the sense that so the My Hero manga was basically a mirror of the One Punch Man manga, and no, it was for when it released. Heidi, it's not like they are completely the same thing, but they follow the same concepts. I
They
believe.
have the same kind of theme, but it's not the premise. The premises are
I don't
completely.
know if she.
Well, yeah, the premise
they're
is completely
completely
different.
different.
They follow somewhat the same concepts, but it's I
Same
feel
theme.
like I'm not a big fan of My Hero, and anyone that knows me will tell you this for a fact that I strongly do believe My Hero is not good. But I will say My Hero is great when it comes to knowing what it's going to do
Mhm.
and leaving you in suspense. One Punch Man, not so much. It has never been able to do that. And I think One Punch Man really did hit at home with season 1, because as soon as season 1 ended is when season 1 of My Hero dropped. And season 1 of My Hero did exactly what season 1 should have done over there. Where it was like, hey, look, we're not exactly One Punch Man, but like, we have similarities and we're doing it sort of better. I know that later on in My Hero, everything gets better and everything gets, notched up, and they have a whole movie. Everything about it is like, they've established himself as the superhero anime to watch.
The thing about
Okay, help me. Go ahead.
the thing about like Boku no Hero, when it comes to like them telling their story, they don't just tell the story and then bring in the fights. They
Save
mesh
that
it
for a
together.
different episode.
Okay, fine.
Okay, let me try and understand where you're trying to come here. Okay, so you're basically saying that Deku is the same as Saitama in the sense that they both want to be the best, and this is the story about. Well, the story about Saitama is Saitama being the best. Meanwhile, the story of One Punch Man is how Deku got to be the best.
Wait, what?
All right, guys, if you're watching, add my alt account on League of Legends, Deku Cheese. I am currently level 10. I need to grind to level 30 so I can get ranked in gold. Okay, guys, thanks. No, I think it's more in the sense that like they have some similarities, right? Which is apparent, They're both superhero animes. They both sort of follow the same thing, where like you have the whole the superhero organization for One Punch Man, and you have like, I would know, but like I'm assuming there's a hero organization in My Hero, right?
Yeah,
Not saying they're basically they're in a sense two completely different things, but I think My Hero does it. I said that earlier, and you trying to fight with me about it, but like My Hero does it better in the sense that My Hero knows how to tell their story with a narrative. My Hero knows how to leave you in suspense.
Well, I mean,
That's the thing
really
with every single like hero like anime. Like if you go to Hunter x Hunter, they have their own organizations of like hunters, where like they have like this corrupted system of hunters that are supposed to be looked up to, and they're supposed to be good people, even though you can basically kill for like fucking what was his name again? The clown?
Hisoka.
Hisoka, yeah. You have Hisoka, like that might be like one of the counter arguments, but if you look at that, like all those animes kind of follow that same thing of corrupt organization that's supposed to be looked up as a good thing.
Jose, there's a name for stuff like that, and that's called generic shonen. So
well, I mean, it's more
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was getting at.
that's called generic shonen.
It's called generic
And I
shonen.
think the similarities that you're pulling out right now from My Hero Academia and One Punch Man is just a generic shonen.
Well, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. They're both generic shonens.
well, like here's the thing though. You guys are kind of like judging them more one-on-one, and while it's true that they do use the same archetypes, I meant more of like the presentation in the way that the anime is presented.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna get to that in the sense that like so everything My Hero's doing right now, it's fantastic, right? I
Yeah.
personally don't watch it, but seeing the clips and seeing everyone talk, but everyone surely enjoys everything that they're doing.
Right.
There's fights that I've seen where like the animation is top notch and it's better than maybe 50% of the things that I've ever watched, where it's like they genuinely put in so much effort into this, and you could tell that they're like they want this to be successful 100% on the same level as like Naruto, One Piece, Bleach. They want this to be the next shonen. They want this to be the next like go-to anime, which in a sense they are doing, and it's good for them. They are 100% knocking it out of the park. But I think it's more in the sense that like One Punch Man is trying to capitalize off that so hard right now, in the sense of story, in the sense of having every character be in depth, in the sense of like they see what My Hero did with the way they were organizing their whole superhero genre and having all their characters be a certain way. One Punch Man is sort of mirroring that, but it's not like a surprise when your whole anime is a parody.
Okay,
Yeah.
but like at that point, do you think that the author is doing or is moving toward is moving from a parody more toward an actual narrative because he genuinely like enjoys the characters and enjoys the premise of the story and everything that the world is about, or would he be doing it mainly just for money and for the opportunity that he sees there?
I think. Go ahead, Jose.
I think the opportunity for money is always a thing that all creators are going for. But then I think in a way, I think they're also thinking like we can only go so far with a parody. Like we can only go so far making a parody a good anime for so long. Like you can't really have like a 3-season anime on just being the parody that has the same concept of, oh, look at a hero show. So I think them shifting off a bit from it and having an actual story is their way to making sure that it lasts longer and they can keep people coming in for a longer margin of time.
I would have to agree with that.
Angel, I think what happened was because although One Punch Man is well known, like if you mention One Punch Man in public, there's bound to be someone who knows what you're talking about, right?
Right.
Same thing with Boku no Hero. But I guarantee you that One Punch Man has not garnered the actual views that Boku no Hero has.
Well,
And I think as a creator, you have two options of either following your vision to the end or wanting to see your project actually succeed. And I think what happened was One Punch Man didn't get the attention that the creator originally wanted it to get, and he really did not want to see it fail, and so he probably started adapting more to what Boku no Hero was doing. Maybe he didn't want to, and maybe it was even subconscious, but I think that's why he did it.
I'll slightly disagree on that.
I mean, I
point.
don't. Go ahead, finish that. And
I slightly disagree on that point. Thank you, Jose. I slightly disagree on that point where it's like, I don't think it didn't garner the viewership that it wanted, because I honestly do think, and this is the end question, fuck you, Ulysses, for rushing it, because this is the end question that I will be asking before we transition it to something else. I believe that they did garner the viewership that they wanted, and at the time, for Ulysses, if you could tell me what year One Punch Man released, I believe it was 2015. But I think for the time that it was out, it did garnish the viewership that it wanted, and everything about it was like...
It released October 4th, 2015.
Thank you. I believe in 2015, One Punch Man was at the top of its game. Literally nothing could touch it. Not one bit, not a single thing could touch it. And it was just at the peak of what it could have been. Where I think One Punch Man failed was it tried too hard to like do the suspense thing where like you didn't know when the next season was going to happen. You didn't know when anything else was going to happen. Like, look at My Hero. The reason My Hero, I personally believe that My Hero succeeded the way it did. My Hero was putting out episode after episode after episode after episode after episode with no break. One Punch Man stopped in 2015, had one OVA, and did nothing. Yeah. They didn't capitalize on the success that they had whatsoever. So that set them to their immediate doom with like trying to figure out what to do. Because look at them now. They transitioned into a different studio, a different crew, a different company that's producing the entire thing.
I mean, they didn't really have a choice when they were transitioning to a different studio because the main person that directed before basically didn't have enough time to do season 2. He was like already taking care of other things. I don't remember exactly what.
Yeah, that's the thing though, right? They could have 100% capitalized on them trying to do it in the sense that as soon as season 1 happened, they could have immediately jumped on season 2.
I think that that's actually such an excellent point that you hit on, and it's something that we've actually seen in another popular anime that was like,
we're gonna talk about JoJo.
No, we're not gonna talk about JoJo.
Nani?
We're gonna talk about the one and the only Attack on Titan. Remember?
Oh my God, you're right. You're completely right.
No. Remember in season when season 1 came out, it was like 2015, 20.
No, it was late. It was not, Doug. It was not. It was like 2014 that season 1 came out.
Okay, 2014 happens. You know, everybody's cosplaying Aaron and Levi at goddamn Anime Expo. And,
Yeah, you're right.
you know, then season 2 doesn't drop for like a cool like 2 or 3 years, and the hype just dies. And
I lied to you. Season 1 dropped in 2013.
2013. Wow, I am.
2013.
For
We're
what?
all what Attack on
Okay.
Titan.
Oh,
I know
Lord.
exactly what you mean.
Dude.
Attack
Oh,
on
my
Titan
Lord.
was at the top of its game for everything that it was doing. It
Yeah.
was. Don't get me wrong. Attack on Titan never had that budget, and they really did like every animated scene that they did. And for most of Attack on Titan, listen, this is going to be our Attack on Titan review right now. Listen, for most of it, Attack on Titan season 1, it's Aaron just talking about how he wants to kill Titans.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
happens for about 15 episodes, and then the rest of it is him jumping around as a Titan. And then him not wanting to kill Titans necessarily, but still wanting to kill Titans. That's the end of it. That's the end of season 1. You don't have to watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan
Okay,
episode.
well,
There's going to be an entire podcast, and I'm going to go on a rant about how it's similar to Evangelion and worse.
Oh, hey.
Guys, I think every anime tries too hard to be Evangelion. And everything is
No,
Evangelion.
let's be honest. Every anime is just a JoJo reference.
If
You're
you-
right. Every anime is a big Evangelion JoJo reference.
If you don't go to the Vatican to study theology and understand Evangelion, you literally don't. You're actually stupid, bro.
and
I
the
want you to
Joker was
understand,
fucking-
I graduated from Harvard, the top of my class, with an Evangelion PhD.
Oh my
If you
lord.
know the names of all the angels in Evangelion, then you're obviously fucking retarded.
Well, you guys are sleeping because obviously the only good thing that has ever succeeded Evangelion is the Evangelion clone Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 2, and Bayonetta 3. So,
Nick really likes Bayonetta, by the way.
I
don't know
love
if you-
Bayonetta.
All right,
Listen, Fly Me to the Moon was only good in Bayonetta.
shut up.
Frank
Alright,
Sinatra
alright.
literally copied Evangelion on Fly Me to the
Frank Sinatra specifically wrote Fly Me to the Moon for Evangelion that was written for Bayonetta.
All right,
That was written for JoJo. Sorry. we're getting
All right,
off-
let's get back on
Yeah.
track here.
we said this was going to be the final question. So, does anyone else have like
Alright.
anything to add to that?
No.
This is the thing, right? This is where I feel like we should close it on the One Punch Man the One Punch Man topic. Do you think One Punch Man 2 will be as successful as season 1?
I mean, I think it would be a little bit better.
You think it's going to do better than season 1?
Yeah, a little bit. As long as they know how to like mesh like the humor with the story, and then maybe even the fighting scenes, then we're good. At least
Okay.
that's how I see it.
Okay, the way I see it is like I think season 2 is definitely going to be better than season 1 in terms of story
Yeah.
and in terms of pacing.
Yeah.
Season 1 had terrible pacing throughout the whole anime. But season 1 is better for its demographic. Season 1 is going to be always more successful than season 2 just because season 2 is going away from their demographic, and in a way that's going to affect the show right now in the short term.
But do you think,
I don't
in
think
a
season 2
sense,
I don't think season 2 is going to be more successful than season 1. But I
Yeah.
think maybe season 3, season 4 might bring in a
I'll
new
be honest with you,
demographic.
I don't think there will be.
Yeah, I don't think there's
I-
gonna be a 3 or 4.
I don't think there's going to be a season 4, but if they do, and it does pick up traction for whatever reason, I think in the long run, this new way that they're running it would be healthier for them.
I mean, I honestly think it might be a little bit too soon because it all really depends on how they go midway with the anime. Right now, it's kind of just started. Sure, we know the premise of it, but I don't know. I feel like it's too soon to say if it's going to succeed or not.
But do you think it'll garnish the same hype that season 1 did, where like,
No.
One Punch Man was everywhere?
No.
Unless
I don't
the
think
hype
so.
that you're talking about is like fucking Sonic the movie hype.
You know, that's a great transition. If anybody else has anything to say about how successful it is, speak up now.
Let's get into the best movie of
All
2019.
right, hold up. Are you talking about Sonic the Hedgehog?
Or are you talking about
best-
Sonic the Hedgehog,
The best movie
Sonic's
of all
Bizarre
time?
Adventure?
The greatest trailer of all time, including the greatest song of all time, Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio.
God.
I'm talking about like how everybody got like hyped in hating Sonic the Hedgehog because of his animation, specifically his teeth. I don't know what they're both thinking about that.
Listen,
looks like-
man.
When they find him in the garage, he looks like a soy boy.
Listen, man. I need you to stop hating on this movie because I personally do believe that Jim Carrey will carry this movie on his back.
They're
agree.
actually
I
remaking
agree.
Sonic.
Well, I don't like that at all because
I
that
don't know if
that
that's
kills the
actually
anime.
true, but
No,
if
it
they-
is.
No, it is.
It is.
Well,
It is.
okay, so no, then it'll probably do really well if they
I'm-
redesign him.
Well,
the
the thing
way
is, they
it's
only
supposed
have 6 months to redesign, and they've been working on this for a year.
I'm
to. Let's
fine.
be honest. How long did it take to design the original?
I'm fine how he looks. I just want them to change the teeth. Please
Yeah.
do not make
Yeah.
it human teeth. I do not like the fucking.
I want his arms to be white. I don't like that they're blue.
It's just so uncanny.
Hold up. So I have a question for you
So
guys.
uncanny.
But
Yeah.
So obviously, movie companies, they test these movies like religiously, right? They're trying to figure out what is the most amount, or what's the way to make the most amount of money while spending the least amount of money, or what is the way to just maximize profit, right?
mm-hmm.
So it's apparent that you can release a video game movie, and you're obviously going to get the audience of children, right? But do you think that they've purposely made Sonic bad, or that they've included things like Gangster's Paradise within the trailer, so it's like easily memeable, and thus getting like free advertisements and
That
what's it
wouldn't
called?
be a
And
bad
getting
tactic.
a
I mean-
secure audience of like people who just want to see this movie, which is
Yeah.
essentially just one giant shitpost.
Well, here's the
By the
thing,
way-
though, right? Because
by the way-
they already knew that this movie was going to garnish as much hate as possible. Like literally putting out the trailer where his shoes are sitting next to like the Golden Gate, the Golden Gate Bridge, where like his feet are just there next to a portal. They already knew how much people were going to dislike this, and I feel like in a sense, adding Gangster's Paradise, knowing that Gangster's Paradise is probably like the most shitpost song of all time, they were like, "Yeah, listen, we're gonna do this, and everyone's going to hate it." They probably, like, in Donkey's words, they probably don't even own the rights to Sonic. They probably just put him in there. He was just like, this is a blue beaver. This is not a hedgehog. They don't own Sonic. They just put him in there. They can't do a Sonic movie.
Sonny the Blue Beaver.
Sonny the blue beaver.
I was just gonna add, like, knowing how the Sega, the Sonic Twitter is, that is most definitely a possible chance.
Yeah, the Sonic Twitter is just one big
mean-
shit post.
Not only that, like, if you go and see like their cartoon, the cartoon that they had, they would actually fucking rip on themselves. Like, they will attack themselves.
All right.
Constantly.
I think now, like recently, a lot of corporate accounts on Twitter have just been like memeing and shit, like the whole Wendy's thing, and like corporate, like companies just like roasting other brands has been getting big, and despite people being like fucking corporate account, they still get attention.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, because it's more in the sense that, like, this is completely off topic from, like, what we were talking about, but it's more in the sense that, like, they try to be, in the words of, say, a certain relatable YouTuber that is not funny whatsoever. I think her drinking coffee is completely useless. And I think her selling scrunchies for $35 is pointless.
Ooh,
They try to
I
be
don't
as
know.
relatable. They try to. I think about it in the sense that they try to use this Emma Chamberlain tactic, where like everything is relatable. Where like, you know, being like, if a bank tweets out, "Damn, your bank statement's high," shit, same. Like, you know, it's a shit post because they're like, "Oh fuck, it's a bank that's making fun of you for like being broke as shit." So it's like,
Angel?
it's like
Well, no,
that's
okay.
what's going on.
All right. I'd like to draw a distinct line between shitposting and relatable humor. All right. Relatable humor is like the death of comedy. All right.
Tell that to Emma Chamberlain, if you're watching this anime podcast, I know where you live. I will,
Lele
I will
Pons, dude.
piss in your coffee.
No!
Lele Pons, Lele Pons, I know you're Latina.
Stop
I get
it!
it.
And,
No.
and we'll go
Stop.
see
We have to put on this family-friendly show for our three
All right,
viewers.
family-friendly podcast.
For our 3 viewers.
Jesus
Alright.
Christ.
Welcome, LAPD, to our podcast.
No, but
Is that the FBI?
I do believe that you're right in the
Oh
sense
shit,
that
they're at my door.
it does relate more to shitposts in the sense that you're right. If if there's this idea of, oh, we know that we're bad, you know that we're bad, let's laugh together about this. It's obviously like more successful, or it's more likely to do well. But do you think that that's good and that it does justice to, I guess, Sonic as a character? Because there are obviously some people that like genuinely do care about him, and not just the furries. There are some people who like.
Yeah, you're
who
talking
it's
about
important
Sonic
to.
Fano too. That is tired of you fricks making fun of me.
Damn you, Sonic, man.
Okay, but like, let's say
Well,
this
no,
wasn't
like
Sonic. Let's say
I
this was,
understand,
like,
right? You have
Mario.
you have your DeviantArt goons, right? That are super into Sonic. I'm not even making it as a joke or anything, but like there's a whole community of like, you know, Sonic personas that like they love Sonic. There's
Right.
this whole community, even if like you're not, say, a furry or anything like that, right? There's this
Like
whole
Rouge?
community that grew up on like, say, Sonic X, right?
Right.
And Sonic 06. they were playing these Sonic games and they love Sonic, and then like you drop a trailer like this where it's like that's basically making fun of the entire community, because like this isn't Sonic. Sonic's not an alien. Sonic does not have the same powers as Doctor Strange or the Flash. That's not Sonic. That whole concept isn't Sonic. It's like if they took something that, say, Heidi, they sat here and they were like, oh, you know, you like Future Diary? Boom, live action movie, but Scarlett Johansson, she will be the main protagonist, and it's not going to be Future Diary because we can't do that. So what's going to happen is we're going to have all the names, we're going to have all the same concept as everything, but what's going to happen is Scarlett Johansson is going to be in the 3rd grade, and this will be a rom-com, but we will name it Future Diary anyways. It's like if they took something you really loved and they just like completely turned it around to something that no one wanted. I think that's exactly what the
Death Note,
Sonic
the
trailer
movie.
is. Like that, yeah, exactly. That's the greatest example. Death Note, the movie. No one wanted that. Why did he scream when he was eating chips? I don't get it.
So you too have watched Kodomo no Jikan.
Shut up.
Wait, you actually know what that is? Oh no.
I don't know what that is. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
scared.
You don't want to know.
I made that joke because I didn't think that anyone would get.
Oh my god, I'm so scared now.
Don't.
It's like if they took Madoka Magic and like no one died.
No, it's like.
No, not that, but like in the sense that we're talking about, like if they just took something
Oh.
and just completely molded it into like a completely different, just sub brand of what it should have been, but it is nothing like the original. It's like if they took Madoka Magic and they were like, no one's gonna die and no one's depressed and there's no sad music and this cat is a dog.
It's like if they make
So
Clannad
OPM.
happy.
Exactly. It's like if they made Clannad but happy. It's like if they took Angel Beats and at the end of Angel Beats they're like, bro, you have my heart. She's like, bro, I have a handgun. You're dead now. It's like, bro, what? That makes no sense. You're already dead. That's not how that works.
I think we drifted off a bit.
No,
From the
we're still on the same topic of Sonic because, like, it's like, you know, do you think it's
Oh,
good?
was this a Sonic podcast?
No, it was not.
Jose, look at, please. You know, guys, breaking the fourth wall here. We have a whole segment list, and the Sonic trailer's on the segment list.
Okay.
If you guys chose to look at it ever, then you would know. But it's on there, and it says Sonic trailer. So
All right, got it.
it's like
Cut that part off.
final question about Sonic. You know, do you think overall, basic question, that this movie will be any good? Why or why not?
I think so. I think Jim Carrey is definitely.
Yeah, Jim Carrey for sure, but I don't know. I'm hesitant about the whole
Also,
Sonic.
the trailer made me laugh a bit. There was like the scene where like Sonic was in a bag and then,
Like, is that a child in your bag? She's like,
Yeah, it was
oh,
that
that's
child.
Sonic.
no, I mean yes, but it's not my child. That shit that actually killed me.
It's so dumb. Ulysses, your thoughts? Thank you, Ulysses. Andrew, your thoughts? Andrew, your thoughts on the final verdict for Sonic the Hedgehog? Will it be good? Will it be not?
Okay, will it be good? I think that it will be entertaining,
Mhm.
or at the very least, it'll be something that people are recommended to watch, but that isn't necessarily because it will be very good. I think it's because movie companies have pretty much gotten this down to an exact science. They know that they're going to get people to watch this movie, and after those first wave of people watch this movie, or even before that, just because of the hype and, well, not necessarily hype, just because of the infamy of the trailer, people are just going to watch this. So I think that it's going to do well, and people are going to come out saying, hey, that wasn't as bad as I expected, because they had their bars or their standards set as low as possible. So I think that it's going to be artificially judged on a lower scale than other movies should be. So I think that it's going to be perceived as doing better than it actually is, but it's not going to be a good movie.
All right, hear me out. If you look
Mhm.
in the general chat, what if
What
they
if?
put that into the movie?
Oh, Santa.
Sonic?
Yes.
They put
Yes.
Sonic in this movie, then this movie will be fine.
I
Real, like, you know, this is the last question that I will prop around to all of you, except for Ulysses, for rest in peace, that man is dead. Last question. You personally, you're giving the recommendation to someone, the Sonic movie or Detective Pikachu?
Detective Pikachu.
Don't,
Yeah,
don't,
Detective
don't give
Pikachu.
an in-depth answer. Just, yeah, if someone was like, what should I see, Detective Pikachu or the Sonic movie?
Most definitely Detective Pikachu.
Well, I guess we're going to be that channel and say, leave your opinion in the comments. Tell us why exactly you think this way.
Tell us why you will be watching the Joey Graceffa movie and not either one of these movies. All right, that was the Sonic aspect of it.
All right.
I think if real quick before we leave it,
Oh?
I think if Sonic went to Hot Ones and did an interview,
I'm actually... That's going to happen
May-
at some point. Maybe not Hot Ones, but there's going to be some, like, Kizuna...
Miku is gonna be on Hot Ones. I'm telling you right now, Miku's gonna be on Hot Ones.
It's going to happen.
Miku's gonna be on Hot Ones. Miku will eat wings on Hot Ones. Miku's gonna be on Hot Ones. But
All right.
damn, it sucks. Now, leaping away from Sonic, because just like Sonic R, we will no longer talk about this. We are going to talk about the one thing that I feel like everyone should be going about right now is just going to talk about recommendations. Recommendations. Because everyone watches their fair share of shit or has seen their fair share of shit. What are you watching now that you think everyone else should be watching?
I think people should be watching Carol and Tuesday.
I was gonna say
Carol
that.
and
Yeah, I agree. With
Yes, it's a very
Very good
nice anime. Yeah.
that. It's a very good anime. It's like really nice.
Now, Angel, you see how they both gave the same answer. I believe I am reading your mind in the same answer that we are going to give. Everyone should be watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yes. And no.
Nani?
No, because I know that you're
Showering at
counting on me to say JoJo as well. And while I want to say yes, you should watch JoJo. And by the way, when I say you should watch JoJo, I mean you should watch part 1 of JoJo, part 2 of JoJo, part 3 of JoJo, so forth and so on. Don't skip parts, you fucks. I know it might seem boring, but you're going to appreciate Jonathan later.
Listen, I'm telling you this right now.
Mark my
Jonathan's a
words.
gentleman. Everyone should love Jonathan. But honestly,
I hate
personally,
Jonathan.
I feel like this isn't even one that's airing right now. I feel like people should just watch it in general because it is one of those animes that there's a little subculture for it that I have very much always enjoyed, and people just don't
Slice
talk
of
about
life.
it enough. Eden of the East really needs to be watched more. Everything about it was really good, and they take place in New York City, then they transition back to Tokyo. The story is wild. Everything about it is absurd. Everything that will go on is mostly absurd, but that's just me. I enjoyed it. I feel like everyone else should watch it. I feel like everyone else should just watch part 5 of JoJo.
God damn it.
I feel like no, literally, I like it's not even a joke at this point. I feel like part 5 of JoJo is like probably the best thing airing right now.
God damn it. You're going to get so much hate for that, but I respect it.
Honestly, I think it is. I've watched my
Nope,
fair
nope,
share of
we were
random
closing
garbage.
things out, my guy.
Yuli's not even here, but
I mean-
rest in peace.
All right.
I mean, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jose.
No, go ahead, Jose.
No. Angel, finish what you're saying.
Oh, no, I was just trying to, like,
Not have you talk about Fire.
Okay.
not go that much into JoJo because we're going to have like several JoJo episodes. Mark my words.
That it's gonna be a 3-man episode because like, it's just gonna be me, you, and Ben.
Yes.
3-man fighting gold episode. It'll be the Buchetti gang. All right, now we're JoJo. So now it's an open discussion on anything going on, and I feel like
But I am
there
giving my
is.
recommendations, my guy.
You're right. You have not. Go right for it, Angelito.
I recommend for you to shut up and let me speak. Nah, that was so bad. What's it called? If I had to recommend anything specifically, it'd probably be Steins Gate. Isn't for everyone. Ooh.
Something I've been
Someone
hear
just
the-
lost
I
100
hear the
value
groans.
points within the community.
I hear the groans. But like, trust me, it's pretty good. If you
Alright.
you like it. If you're able to make it past like the first 4 episodes and you watch it all the way through, then you'll
Alright.
appreciate it. But if it's not for you, then I'd understand. Stick to something like Fullmetal Alchemist, which is like a godsend and appeals to everyone.
That's it. Ooh, boy,
Yeah.
you're reaching.
We're
for
gonna blur that out.
heartstrings.
We're gonna blur that out. We're in the process of
I know
watching
exactly
that
what you're doing. You're reaching for my heartstrings. Ooh, ooh, you asshole.
I
too.
know.
What?
It's just,
I
it's just
think
rough.
Carol and Tuesday is like one that you should be watched right now, and I think that's like the best one that's on right now, but it's just under the radar. But
But have you watched part 5?
I have not watched part 5.
Then how can you judge if Carol and Tuesday is the best thing airing right now? You haven't watched part 5.
I'm not even talking about part 5.
If you haven't watched part 5,
Nobody.
do you even know who Giorno Giovanna is? You know who Guido Mist is?
I like
No.
how you said his
Anyway.
name like 10 fucking times wrong.
My recommendation would be Parasite because I am a Parasite fanboy. I love the music in that anime. I love the
Ooh,
feeling.
we
of
are.
it.
All right, remind me to write that down for when we have worst anime episode.
If I'm reaching, Jose's target
nah.
must be like 10 miles away. I'm just saying.
Don't
Okay,
get me wrong.
thank
I
you.
like Parasite. I really do. I thought the intro was cool. I once watched it on Anime Crack. And it was funny,
Anime?
but
But?
I just think that Parasite's one of those animes that we just has a love-hate relationship with everybody. But we'll save that for the next episode because I have just been informed by my personal assistant, young Michael Alexander, Kayfabe News, that we have just hit the 1 hour mark.
Oh, wow.
So,
Not just hit. We actually hit it like 2 minutes ago.
all right,
Okay.
we are 2 minutes over schedule. I
Yeah,
wanted
2
this to be
minutes
40, but I will edit a lot of it out.
Ooh.
All right, boys. This is a good first episode. Next episode, we're going to talk about best soundtracks.
And also, if Rotten Boy is actually alive.
Yeah, we'll find out next week to see if Rotten Boy is actually alive or not. And, you will probably see a whole new cast of people here. Not
Replace
replacing
the
the
dead
cast,
body.
but there will be a different cast of people here.
Ah,
And we talk about different topics. You guys will finally 1,000,000% get to meet Blade X Ziggler.
alright.
Count us out,
hopefully
Angel, because we're
Baja.
getting out of here.
Alright.
Hopefully
Bye
Baja
and
too.
good night. 1,
Mwah.
2,
Good night.
3.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Bye.
But